and how you can tackle it, often right in your own garage. So, grab your tools, and let's dive in. First off, what exactly is P0301? The P stands for powertrain, which means the issue is related to your engine or a transmission. The 03 part tells us it's a generic code. The real meat of the code is the last two digits, 01. That's exactly what's happening to your car. So, what are the symptoms you'll notice? The most common one is a rough or shaky idle. When you're stopped at a red light, you might feel the whole car vibrating more than usual. Another big sign is a noticeable loss of power, especially when you try to accelerate. Your car might feel sluggish, like it's struggling to get up to speed. You'll also likely have a flashing check engine light. This is your car's way of screaming for attention. A flashing light usually indicates a more severe misfire that could be dumping unburned fuel into your exhaust, potentially damaging your expensive catalytic converter. You might also notice your gas mileage taking a nosedive, and maybe even a smell of gasoline from the exhaust. Now that we know what it is and what it feels like, let's find cylinder number 1. This is super important. On most 4-cylinder engines, cylinder 1 is the one at the very front of the engine, closest to the timing belt or chain. For a V6 or V8 engine, it gets a bit trickier. You'll need to check your vehicle's service manual, or do a quick online search for your specific make and model to identify the correct cylinder bank and its numbering order. Don't just guess, because you could end up working on the wrong cylinder and not fixing the problem. Okay, let's talk about the most common culprits behind a P0301 code. We'll start with the easiest and cheapest fixes first, in what I call the spark category. The number one cause is often a worn-out or fouled spark plug. Over time, the electrode on a spark plug wears down, or it can get covered in carbon or oil, preventing it from creating a strong enough spark to ignite the fuel. The fix is simple. Replace the spark plug. It's a cheap part and a great starting point. Connected to the spark plug is the ignition coil, or on older cars, the spark plug wire. If the code changes to P0302, which indicates a misfire in cylinder 2, you've found your culprit. You just need a new ignition coil. This simple swap test can save you a lot of guesswork. If the spark side of things seems fine, we move on to the fuel category. The fuel injector in cylinder 1 might be clogged or failing. Sometimes, a good fuel injector cleaner added to your gas tank can help, but if it's truly failed, it will need to be replaced. Finally, we have the more serious, less common causes. This is the mechanical category. This could be something like a vacuum leak near cylinder 1's intake runner. A cracked vacuum hose can let in extra air, throwing off the air-fuel ratio and causing a misfire. A more severe issue could be low compression in cylinder 1. This means the cylinder isn't sealing properly, which could be due to a worn piston ring, a bad valve, or even a damaged head gasket. To check for this, you'll need a compression tester. You screw it into the spark plug hole and crank the engine to see how much pressure the cylinder builds. If the compression in cylinder 1 is significantly lower than the others, you're looking at a more involved and expensive engine repair. So, to recap the diagnostic process, start with the easy stuff. Check the spark plug for cylinder 1. If it looks old, just replace it. Next, swap the ignition coil from cylinder 1 with another cylinder to see if the problem follows the coil. If spark isn't the issue, consider a clogged fuel injector. And if all else fails, it's time to check for mechanical problems like a vacuum leak or low compression. P0301 can seem daunting, but by following a logical process, you can often pinpoint and fix the issue yourself, saving a ton of money. Remember to always work safely. Disconnect the battery before working on electrical components, and consult your service manual. Thanks for watching. I hope this guide helps you get your car running smoothly again. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more DIY car repair tips, and hit that notification bell. See you in the next one.